Don't take any chances but to look for those outstanding women. And trust me when I say outstanding, I actually mean it, because the guest we have today is actually very interesting when it comes to rabbit farming. Now, how many do you know in your area that can actually sustain a rabbit farm and actually fetch some money out of that? It is actually referred to as the most abnormal profitable business that anyone can ever own. We are going to do this short one. When we return, we should be able to welcome our guest today. Yes, thank you very much. In case you just joined in, this is the Startup Talk and we are just starting. You could forward or copy this link and actually tell your colleagues to watch. Now, today's episode is focused on a beautiful young lady that is actually, making some income from rabbit farming. Actually, not some income. Very good income from rabbit farming. Could there be someone that wants to consider the same field? Could there be someone who is actually in the same business? Are you facing a few challenges? Then this is going to be your session, because she's about to be advising us on whatever challenges that we could actually face within the same field. But why should we delay? Let's actually hear from her. You're welcome on the show. I do not know whether I should call you Mrs. or Miss and all that, or Madam, or I call you Chinchilla Rabbit since you're in rabbit farming. Yeah, you could say hi to the viewer and we roll.
Yeah, hello everyone.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming. I take this great opportunity to say hello to everyone, and thank you ATV for empowering the young generation.
Yep.
Narukwago Naswira are my names. I work here at Chitara Farm.
Yes.
Specifically in the rabbit zone.
Okay.
This is Chitara, meaning a granary in Runyankore. So it's a granary of knowledge.
I was prepared to ask you that, by the way.
It's a granary of the rabbits and skills, the way we will see it. Specifically this farm, we have bamboo. We are commercializing bamboo on 10 acres. We also have rabbits, more than 900, the way we'll see them. We have cattle, which help me to get some daily income to run the farm. We also have a plantation, and we have eucalyptus.
Quite a lot.
Everyone looking at this show, I'm really interesting you into projects. That will be bamboo and the rabbits.
Bamboo in Runyankore is
Emigano in Runyankore. And
Emigano.
the Uganda name, they call it Amabanda.
Emigano.
So it is really so interesting that we are intervening bamboo as a construction material to make the cages of the rabbits. That's why I'm encouraging everyone to really love the projects, more especially the girl child. They should really come into the business and we make money. Thank you, Age, for coming.
I think this is the best greeting we've ever had on the show. Very quite elaborate, but also you're painting already the picture, just in case power chucks or data chucks before this guy watches. You want to be sure you are going to have talked about your farm. Chitara Hills Farm is actually where we are. What you see on the screen are a few extracts of what we actually captured at the farm. Now, you talked about a number of projects. One would wonder how big the land is. Are you actually in the 1 acre model or whatever? I do not know. Is it some big space that one could actually worry about?
Thank you very much. The way I've really numbered the list of projects, these are projects that can even be done in a quarter an acre. So you can do them even if you're renting, more especially the rabbit farm. The rabbits can even go in your bedroom, so no one has to worry about the title, the number of acres we have. The thing is the idea, how best can we intervene it in our everyday life.
Well, so she says instead of buying a teddy bear, then you need to get yourself 1 rabbit and you're going to be sorted. Yeah, now since this is going to be rabbit talk, we are not going to spend much time around. I want her to allow us move around and let's get to rabbits. And this talk, please, you need to be sure you're going to gain a lot in case you've ever had a few questions to ask for yourselves about having or owning yourself a rabbit kind of business. You agree to that?
Yeah. So I really agree, and some things I want to tell our dear viewers.
Yes.
Chitara Farm is registered as a company. We also registered under DIT to train and give you certified certificates in rabbit farming. So you're welcome, everyone. We can go and see the project. Thank you.
Let's go and see this, because while you are coming to train, for us, we have an opportunity to learn from the startup talk. Now, please don't go away. Instead, tell your friends to join. Which other animals would you keep with numbers of over 900 of them in one room other than rabbits? We would be saying, I doubt if there actually can be another animal. Maybe if we think about poultry, but I doubt if you'd actually have the same numbers. Now, where we are right now is, I don't know the name of okay, a room where they keep rabbits. I can't know the name. It's called a hutch also. Okay, yeah, thank you very much for moving with us. Now, this is the startup talk, and we told you that we should be able to move around where the rabbits are, because today we are focusing on rabbit farming, and we're terming this episode as a business clinic, particularly for that. And when I say that, I mean that in case you're trying to join the same business, then this should be a show that is actually going to give you 360 kind of focus of what you may need to consider before you actually start this, or what you need to change in your rabbit business. It's been a few minutes of not talking to these guys. You could say hi again and we roll. Welcome us to your home.
Thank you very much. Yes. You're welcome to the rabbit zone. This is a rabbit hutch. The way we'll see it, with safe and self-contained rooms for each rabbit and its bunnies till 6 weeks. You're all welcome to the rabbit zone. Dear viewers, this is Chitara. As I promised you that this is a granary of knowledge. We've come here to learn on how best we can say bye-bye to poverty using the rabbits.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
I have seen somewhere you call yourself a poverty doctor, but that is going to be a talk for some other day. For now, I can see different kind of... Let's first talk about the housing. I do not know. Why is it like this?
Okay, about the housing, yes. The way we are seeing it, number one, when you really think about rabbit farming, you really need to be unique, because in the ancient days, we used to have rabbits, but they used to go down the soils. We came up with this, which is a self-contained room, the way we will see it, which is a cage. This is caging system. In the caging system, it's when you give a rabbit a permanent home. You give it a permanent home, in that it stays here forever. For example, this is a house for this sweet rabbit. This is a chinchilla. We brought it when it was 6 weeks. We had to put it here. And in this housing, this is where it feeds from. It has a nipple here up where water is. And you make sure that you must have this to allow the droppings, the urine to pass through, and then they flow here. Reason being, sanitation is key in this business. So if you keep sanitation, you say bye-bye to a lot of diseases.
Okay, yeah, of course, we are going to get to what we need to do and those that we may not actually need to do. Let's focus on, well, there is too much engineering here. From the mesh to wood to the iron and then this. First tell us the whole kind of, I won't call it a system, but you know the science behind the kind of, you know, building like this. Maybe we'll start from what I know already, that of course droppings go through and come around here.
Yeah, thank you very much, AETV.
Yep.
The way you're seeing this kind of construction has 3 major importances. Number 1 is cleanliness, the way we've seen it. Number 2, we don't do inbreeding. Inbreeding, this is whereby when we put here a female and here we put a male, we do not allow this one to cross and breed this one if they are related. So this is one way that will help us maintain our sizes. Then number 3, we also maintain the feeding, the drinking of water. You know which rabbit is eating, and you do that monitoring of the growth. So that is the importance of all this system. Dear viewers, it is not necessary that you may use this. Now we are intervening to train you, dear viewers, on how to use bamboo. On doing this, you can utilize, it is not a lot of engineering, but you must think about how can I really drain the droppings and urine from here to here and then collect it. Because we need the droppings, we need the urine, and we need the rabbit safe. So that is how we did it in this caging system.
Okay, so droppings and urine is going to fall here, and then this takes, yes, you need to see this. So this one here is where you're collecting the
pure urine without water.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you talk about the rabbit, everything on rabbit is money. These droppings are used to feed the pigs. If you're not a Muslim like me, you can do piggery, you can do fish the way we have fish, and you can also do manure out of these ones. Then the urine, when you really see the challenge that we have in Uganda, a lot of our maize is being sent away from Kenya. Why? The pesticides that we are using and those fertilizers that we are using. So we are turning now to do organic fertilizer.
Really?
Using urine. So this construction will help you get so many byproducts that will bring pocket into your
I'm really in love with the physical kind of structure that you put. Well, the other unique one is that each cage has a number. Does that have anything to do with rabbits?
Rabbit keeping must have what we call proper record keeping. It is very key because it will help me trace and know the age of the rabbits, know the mother of the rabbits, know the sire. For example, we can see it here.
Yes.
This is a card that we did, and we did this card in Runyankore in that we can all go at the same pace.
Okay,
this is Chitara Farm.
Yes.
You can see the number which is here.
160.
160. And Organda means the clan.
Kind of a tribe.
Great. This is Chinchilla, the rabbit. So you look for Erangi, which is the color of the rabbit. You know that it's grey. The date of birth. You see, Ebro. That is the date of birth. We also track the date of winning. Then we track Isheko all the dad. This is 72. We will see 72 the other side. We have Nyinako, which is 97B. Now this rabbit, when it's time for mating, I will never get 160 and then take it to 72 to be mate. Or if it's a male, I will never get it and then mate it to 97.
Okay, so 97B is another rabbit that was the mother of this.
Yes.
72 was the father of this.
Yes.
So you must make sure when you're bringing, okay, I understand now.
So the caging system will help you track the records.
Very, very pretty.
Very well.
Isn't that very, this time handsome? That is actually very remarkable. Are you doing the same? You who does rabbit farming, are you doing the same? If you're not, then this is why the startup talk actually exists. So Naswida, we are very, very glad. We see some of them actually empty. I did not know if that's a logical, so if it's a scientific kind of formula. Yes, tell us about those.
The way we see these empty cages,
yes.
I'm really very glad to inform the public viewing us that we have a lot of markets that we cannot sustain ourselves. That really calls for outgrower-based scheme, in that we supplied these rabbits last month. We supplied them to farmers to really go and be our outgrowers and supply to us when that time needs.
We are going to get to the business side of this, and trust me, you need to keep around. We are going to get to the business side of this business. Before we move ahead, I see some are pure white. Okay. Some have black and white. I think I have seen somewhere some that are purely black actually. Let's talk types, or I don't know, clans or whatever that we have.
These rabbits that I'm holding,
yes,
rabbits have different names.
Isn't this hurting though?
No, this is not hurting. Why? Because when you look at the ears are independent from the meat. So the ear.
Okay. Okay.
When you look at the skin is independent from the meat, that's why you hold it like this. But when you hold the ears, it will really cause a lot of pain and it will become violet. So the types of rabbits...
It's scaring, the way you hold it.
It is really so friendly. That's why it is in this state. You're asking me about the names?
No, talking about that, let's just finish this. Can you ever hurt it and it makes any sound?
Yes, it does.
Which sound?
For example, if you hold the ears, yes, it will really make some sound and you really see it becoming violet.
For violet, I can really understand, but for rabbits and fish, I've never heard that sound.
You will hear by the show, you'll just hear the sound of it.
Okay, yeah, so let's roll now. A few types, so kind of nganda that you have in this.
Okay. We're having the Angola rabbit, which is purely black. This is the Angola rabbit, purely black rabbit.
This is our bro, eh?
This is pure African, the way you can see it. We are also having the New Zealand white. This is it, the New Zealand white, the way you're seeing it. The New Zealand white is purely white with red eyes. And majority of the people in our area, they call them Obufaransa.
Obufaransa.
They come looking for Obufaransa rabbit with red eyes and the white.
So they become New Zealand and then, I don't know. Okay. Have you ever asked why people refer to them as Obufaransa perhaps?
The names of the rabbits are really tagged where they came from. So that's why you hear the New Zealand, you hear the Angola.
Okay.
We are also having the California rabbit. Can you come over, baby? We have the California rabbit, the way you're seeing it. California rabbits are either white with black eyes, or sometimes you really find them with gray ears, the way you're seeing it, or with a spots on the nose, or with a spots on the tail. And that is the characteristic of a California rabbit.
Yeah, maybe before we roll on to the next, we could again, for each that we already talked about and those that we're about to see, you could talk about how they differ from the rest, apart from, you know, the color, and yeah, so we could look at the kind of breed, pros and cons perhaps. Yes.
Great. The New Zealand white is purely white and it is big in size if you feed it very well. Then the Chinchilla rabbit, those ones are either brown or gray in color. We have the Angola, which is purely black in color. We also have the English spot, the way we'll see it, it has some black spots on the skin. We also have a rabbit called the satin.
So we are going to see that. What I wanted to pick was, is there like kind of a difference in any other aspect, maybe economically or kind of feeding, or I don't know, or it's the same?
Thank you very much for that question.
For example, why do people come looking for Aka France? Okay,
people come looking for France because they are nice pets. But each and every rabbit, the way we have them here, if you feed them well, give them do the right mating, you'll get bunnies and also have the meat that you desire. So there's no logic in terms of finance. The logic is in your feeding The logic is in your maintenance and the time that you do mating. So
Okay.
they're all good rabbits.
Okay, yeah. Show us some few more types that you have, and we could be able to roll around. Yep. Jay.
This is the chinchilla. And making matters good, these rabbits are only 4 months. Just 4 months. We will see the 6 months old. So these are 4 months. The way we are seeing it here. So this is a chinchilla rabbit. So they're all nice as long as you give them the right food.
Okay. You talked about was it satin?
The satin.
Yep. Is it okay?
It looks like this. It has a different variety of colors. When you're mating with it, you will see a lot coming up. So this is it. The satin rabbit.
When you're doing what?
When you're doing mating, because the business is on bunnies, so what we do, we bring the female to the male cage.
Yes.
And then take it back. When you bring the male to the female, they will never mate. So that is how we are doing our mating. You bring the female to the male cage and then do mating and make sure that you do record keeping you right.
Okay. So I saw one that was as brown as this one around here. What type is that?
The brown are called the chinchilla rabbits. They are either brown or grey in color.
Okay. Wow. So that is well understood. Now you can actually confirm that this where we are is actually a successful kind of farm. I mean rabbit farm, and so you have some things to learn from them. That's why you need to keep around, and let's do this. When we return, we are going formula moi. We are focusing now on the business, how she makes money, and also the inputs, but also making sure she doesn't actually make loss from this business.
Sigireje bonire tekureta choya tekureta burofa aho kutekerana haguma bonire kandi egumire nushashura mpora kandi nesefuriya nisigara zibonire teyine na mwika gona.
It's true, charcoal briquettes have more reasons to be your cooking energy choice. Cook smart with L-Smart conservation technologies, makers of L-Smart charcoal briquettes, briquette stoves, briquette ovens, and fire starters. Reach them now via 0758 487007 or 0771 872 299.
Yes, thank you very much. Welcome back from that short break. L-Smart over there telling you that while you celebrate this Women's Day, he has a lot for you in stock. We are talking about very, very good charcoal briquettes for you, and you need to try them out. That is the clean energy that is actually most affordable, and that's what you need to consider. Now, we are coming to you live from Chitara Hills Farm, and we've been told that the name actually comes from the Ankore known Chitara, which was actually a granary or the old days store of food. By this time, we're looking at some granary of knowledge, especially for youths and young women who could actually write some good business plans that include, owning yourself such a farm. Now, you told me to call you Madame Naswila or Rabbit Naswila?
The rabbit queen.
Okay, the rabbit queen.
Yeah.
So let's roll. Now we are going for business generally. We want to get into the insights of, but if I invest in this, really take a center when it is some another lost kind of business that one could actually go for. So where we are standing, I am sure if we're able to zoom in, I can see, I would proudly say this is a mother.
Yeah.
I see some few of them. They are called litters.
Bunnies.
Bunnies.
Mm-hmm.
What's a young bunnies? Are it? Okay.
Yeah, it's a bunny if it is one or a kit.
Now, yeah, let's again roll to, because I understand this is where the business is. I invested in one, it is now able to multiply in a given time. I should be able to be selling those that were born, and I'm earning money. Those that were born perhaps also giving me another kind of generation. Wow. So let's get into the business, but let's start from how this rabbit goes from when I come here to Chitara and I buy 3 of them and take them home. What is it going to be a process for me to actually maximize my profits?
Yeah, that is a very brilliant one, because as entrepreneurs,
yes,
the end result is money. Yep. That is what we need in life. Rabbits are really so interesting animals that the gestation period is only 1 month. When you help it do mating today on 28th, you really count 30 days and expect bunnies.
But before that, when is it ready to get to that? When is it ready to, okay, yeah.
A rabbit is ready to be sold at 3 months. From Chitara, you take it at 3 months. But at 3 months, you'll again add in some 3 months for it to be ready. So it's ready to conceive at 6 months.
Okay.
6 months, it is ready to conceive, and it is ready to also mate. So as someone who is viewing us, I recommend you to buy mature rabbit at 6 months. You'll come at Chitara, buy good breeds at 6 months, take them home. For example, when you take 3 rabbits,
yes,
that is a pair, you will take 2 females and 1 male.
Oh, okay.
At 6 months,
yes,
we sell 1 rabbit at 120,000. Just 1 rabbit, like
that's for
one.
6 months.
Like this one for 6 months. This one, it is 120. That is your startup capital. You may even start with 1 pregnant rabbit. You take it home, and the way you're seeing it here, 1 mother can give you within 5 to 10 bunnies, but the least we take 5 of this type.
Okay.
Now, when you take these bunnies, the gestation period will be 1 month. You've taken a pregnant rabbit, you will calculate 30 days and then receive the bunnies. When you receive these young ones, you'll take care of them for 6 weeks. 6 weeks they are ready, you do the weaning from the mother and then put them in an independent cage. In that you feed them, you do the weaning, you do the feeding and the vaccination at 6 weeks. Then after that one, you will be ready to sell your rabbits quarterly. For example, here we do quarterly basis selling. Every after 4 months, we have rabbits that are ready to be sold. But think about this person who does not even have land to put all these structures, but that person can afford only 10 cages on a landlord's veranda. I feel I want to do the business, I don't have space, I'm renting at your home. So I'll just put 10 cages, symbolizing that one, the rabbit will eat the dry grass, which is free in the environment. You go cut, after cutting that dry grass, put it in a house like this. After that one, we have the peelings, the banana peelings. What you have to do is to put them on the sunshine. Then that is food for the rabbits. When you even don't have that, we have the weeds, the real available weeds. You go get the weeds, put them on the sunshine. It is really very dangerous to get the weeds directly to the house because they have those things that you will never see with your eyes. I encourage you to put it on the sunshine and then do the feeding to your rabbits.
The sunshine, we're putting it to dry completely or? To
wilt, in that you can reduce the water content.
Yes.
And you can also kill anything that would be associated, for example, the bacteria, the germs that would affect the rabbits. Then after that one, that calls us that when you have rabbits, you don't incur in money for feeding. You see, you're using the available resources that are within you.
That's what you do here?
It is what we do here. But on the other side, we also feed parrots because we have a lot of rabbits that we cannot bring in weeds to every rabbit. If you're to again feed rabbit on parrots, a rabbit only takes 100 grams in a day.
100 grams?
100 grams in a day. That looks so weird, but it's food and it's enough.
I mean, it's not even a quarter of a kilo.
That is a calling to everyone that is doing this project to come and really invest in this, because when you're feeding 100 grams, that symbolizes that you're giving food that is enough. The rabbit parrots, it is food made from, it is made from machines. They put in hay they put in a cosdiostant, which prevents them from becoming sick. They also put in sunflower and so many other things to make that concentrate of food and then feed to the rabbits.
Okay.
Think about that project that you will never get anything from your pocket to feed, but you're using the available resources. At 6 weeks, you'll be ready to remove these bunnies, put them alone, and they will eat on their own. And that really calls us
how are they handling it apparently before the 6 weeks?
Before the 6 weeks, these rabbits will be breastfeeding on the mother. So we'll take care of the mother for them to breastfeed. Okay. Now, everyone really needs to hear the money bits.
Yeah, before we get to the money, we've seen most of them, of course, complain about the common deaths for them. They like die, especially you call them bunnies. What is, because well, I see some, I would call it a box kind of. What's that specialized kind of care that you provide to make sure these actually survive? Is there any supportive something, or the mother is enough to take care of everything?
For every living thing in life, more especially the mother, we make sure that you do mating on the right male. We don't do inbreeding. If you do the inbreeding, you find that a mother is really being mate by a son. You'll get likelihood of bunnies dying before they reach 3 weeks. That is number one. Mating is very key. Then another thing that we do here at Chitara, we do what we call treatment preventive measures. In that treatment preventive measures, we just have, if this Sunday we are putting in Ascalex for deworming, next Sunday we'll use Ezidime for coccidiosis, another Sunday we'll even put in Enrocure for flu, and another Sunday we put in vitamins. So we make sure that we do preventive treatment. We don't allow the rabbits to become sick. What does it mean? When the rabbit is pregnant now, and you start medication or treatment, when that time reaches of giving birth, it will give birth to a good bunny. And then we also do excessive treatment of feeding. For example, we feed carrots on the young ones because we all know that carrots are really good to the development of the soft membranes. So we feed carrots in that we can help the rabbit get more milk to feed the bunnies. That is the logic that we use here.
Well, we are going to do this full stop a bit. I want us to get the medications that you talked about. We help this gentleman or lady that is watching to actually go for the exact, because perhaps they work. Maybe they are the only original ones that could be on the market. So let's do this, and when we return, we should be able to roll into the right medication for these rabbits.
Okay, that's done.
Yes, thank you very much. From that very short break, like I promised you, we are now going to focus on the medication, because we got this case study, and most of those that do not like this business are going to tell you how it is very hard to care for a rabbit. We were right at the medication. Perhaps maybe the problem they are facing is perhaps, using fake medicines. So let's get it from you. Let's roll into the medications that you do and actually what they help with these rabbits.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
In my hands, I'm holding Ascalex. Ascalex is a dewormer, and we just get one sacket like this. You put it in 20 liters of water, and you feed the rabbits. Ascalex is a dewormer that will kill the internal parasites, and it is good to always deworm your rabbits every after 10 days. Number two, we have Ezidime. It looks like this. This Ezidime helps us to treat coccidiosis. Coccidiosis, examples of coccidiosis, you'll see a rabbit bringing waterless stools, not normal the way we know them. So this is how we do it. We get 20 liters, 20 milliliters of this. You put it in a jerry can and then feed your rabbits. We also have Enrocure. Enrocure looks like this. This helps us to treat snuffles. You may enter and hear your rabbits question as if they have COVID. Those are snuffles or flu. So if you detect that problem, you use this. You get 20 milliliters of this, put in 20 liters of water, and then serve your rabbits. You will see how you do the treatment. We also have another thing here. This is called Aminovit. It's a vitamin. If you do the weaning of the bunnies, you must really feed them on vitamins in that you give them that support. Vitamins help them to become strong and even start eating food because they are used of the breast milks. If you don't do this, you'll get mortality rate which is abnormal. We also have Penestrip, this type. Penestrip helps us to treat. Now this is a treatment. We treat flu. If you hear a rabbit having those snuffles, the cilious flu, you get 0.5 milliliters, and then you inject in the skin, not in the meat. You just hold the skin like this, the way I'm holding my shirt, and then you inject it 0.5. We also have this oxycyte, this one, I always call this the wound spray. It's purple in color. If, for example, you may really have a rabbit that has a wound, so you use this to treat the wound. We also have Oxy. This is Oxy, and it's an injectable. It is also a must-have on the farm. You may enter and really find a rabbit as if it is really shivering when it has that fever. This is what you must use. And on the farm, we also use our local herbs. This is aloe vera. We give aloe vera, but kindly, I'm on my knees. Do never give aloe vera to pregnant rabbits. If you do it, they will abort. So we get this and put a leaf in each and every cage, in that we can prevent it from getting fever.
Just like it is.
Just like it is. I may give you an example. You just give like this, and it will eat the way it is. These are must things. If you enter this as a business, you must have it on the farm, in that it will help you do the treatment, do the preventive measure, in that you get good rabbits. For example, for us, we hear if a rabbit produces 12, at least a minimum of 10 rabbits will come out. So thank you.
Wow, I couldn't interrupt that session because most of you have always complained that it is hard to take care of rabbits, but she just took us through these medicines, and now in case you want to buy some, then you need to keep just rewinding this kind of part. Trust me, you're going to get the best of those. Now, unfortunately, time cannot be our best ally. We should be able to roll on now. You had started a very, very interesting part of it. Let's talk money. From the what you put in, because we just talked about medicines. From what you put in, the care, the food, and all that, to what you sell it at, and all that, so that these guys could actually see whether they should put their money here.
Thank you very much. As I earlier told you that rabbit is an animal that really gives you what we call abnormal profits.
Yes.
For example, I've told you that here at Chitara we sell one mature rabbit at 120 Ugandan shillings. When you buy that one rabbit, we may even give it to you when it is pregnant. You take care of it. We've seen the feeding part of it, which is 80% free of charge. You incur in the medication the way we've seen it. And another thing that you must put in, you must have quality and quantity. If you have good rabbits, bigger size the way we've seen them, and you must have a lot of rabbits. If you don't have them, you must come into an association. Or you have, for example, here at Chitara, if you come as an outgrower of us, we will sell collectively, in that we tap into the other bigger markets. For example, here we're selling a rabbit at 4 months at 80,000, but think about the other person who has taken one rabbit and it has given birth to only 5 rabbits. That is 1 month. You're expecting 5 rabbits. Within the next month, you're expecting other 5 rabbits. Those are 10 rabbits. Within 1 quarter, you will be able at least to sell 15 rabbits. And if you're selling 15 rabbits, sell them a little bit at 50,000. That is the money that you will get. But we know business-wise, if you to get that money, you have to get either 70% back to the business, and then you get 30% as your profits. I'm really encouraging you to come into this business, because you'll just do the feeding in the morning and then go do other things, and then you come back in the evening.
By the time it makes 4 months for it to qualify to give you 80,000, how much would it have really costed you? One rabbit like this.
One rabbit, when you're feeding it on weeds, you will just incur in 150 for the drugs. If you have when you're selling one rabbit at 80,000, when you're feeding them on weeds, approximately you will be putting in 20,000 shillings for the medication, the water bills, and even pay salaries or labor, or pay yourself. Then when you're feeding it on the pellets, you'll just incur in 30,000 shillings, and then your profit would be like 10,000 that you would be put in your pocket. But we really know that if you really want to make it as a business, you must do what we call commercial rabbit farming. That is can culture. And that commercial rabbit farming, at least you must be having 10 rabbits at above, because if you really have 1 to 5 rabbits, the market needs what we call sustainability, which is what we are lacking in Western Uganda. And we are encouraging everyone watching this TV to really come and be part of Chitara and be part of our outgrowers, so that we can do what we call a collective market selling. What do I mean? If we really say that we are to sell rabbits on 15th February, we will call all our outgrowers to bring their rabbits at Chitara, and we sell to one supplier, in that you get, we get, and even the other person also gets, in that we can tap into the other market. For example, we have an order of supplying 600 rabbits monthly, but we've not supplied once. Why? We don't have the numbers. So the challenge that we are having is quantity, because the market needs all those bigger rabbits, which we cannot afford as Chitara alone. Thereby, I call the young people, I call the retired people now, these people that you no longer serve in government, or you no longer serve, or you're just there 50 and above, to come into this project. We give you the right breeds, and then see how we can massively supply the markets.
Well, let's come back to Mbarara and we talk markets. Let's look at your target markets. Who are these kind of groups of people that are buying from you?
The kinds of group, number one, we are in partnership with Avis Foundation. So Avis buys our rabbits and then give them to the young people to go and be outgrowers.
Those that form,
the groups. That is number one. Chitara is in partnership with Operation with Creation. With the help of Afande Karogo, we also see the potential market there. And another market, we have a market. The farm is in partnership with Taga Valley Markets. Specifically, where we'll be selling live rabbits, we'll be doing meat in the market, because it is just a mile over from here. And within that market specifically, we'll be promoting rabbit meat, we'll be promoting rabbit, and we also have farmer groups, the women farmer groups. We are also focusing on the young people, dealing with religious leaders, because 80% of the young people are unemployed. And a rabbit is an animal that you can even take care of, even if you're educated, even if you're not educated. It is all about the mindset. So in partnership with all religious leaders, that we can tap into that market.
Okay, how about hotels? Do they take from you yet?
The hotels, we feared to supply them because they need sustainability, which we are building. For example, one of the big hotels in Bara, they need 30 rabbits daily, which we cannot do alone. So encouraging so many people to come, and then we tap into that. But we have a memorandum of understanding with one of the biggest hotels in Bara. When that time comes, we will keep supplying them, in that we can see how we add value on the rabbits.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Now, in the interest of time, we're going to also tackle, well, for the revenue streams, you only talked about selling, yet we understand that you showed us that there are several other things that you could actually do with rabbits. In here, we understand that there are around 900 of them. When we look at what you told us, the urine, by the way, how many liters would you be able to collect daily? Do you count that also?
Yeah, we collect 5 liters daily from our rabbits, and we have where we keep it. So that is another money, because when you look at the rabbit byproducts, as I earlier told you, we are going to be doing foliar fertilizer, and that will be branded Chitara, which will be on the market to help us do the value addition on urine, and then take care of these bigger farms. That is one. a viewer out there, you can also use this as manure to do backyard and see how you can save that kamane. That kameza money should come back to your pocket if you're a woman.
Okay.
Seeing me here. We also have another bigger bland market which is still virgin, which is agritourism. Agritourism is one of the revenue that we are incurring and we are getting in some money, because someone to come here for a farm visit, only for the rabbits you pay 20,000. So daily or weekly we are getting 10 people who come at Chitara to learn, to really see the rabbits in captivity, to see rabbits that can really go to 5 to 8 cages, to also see the cages, because it is in the mindset that rabbits always are on the free range. But people come here to see the rabbits and give us some good money.
Okay, are you going to come? Well, once you want to come and you tap me and you say you watch Town Startup Talk, then just know 50% of that money is going to be covered. She charged us only 10K, and I'm sure anyone who comes and says, I watched you on the Startup Talk, you should be able to at least deduct a bit. Yeah. But in the interest of time, let's use these 3 minutes to enter the other kind of people that are into this. What are some of the few mistakes that you know that they usually do, and perhaps it could be the reason they are not maybe getting, you know, profits, or it could be the reason this guy left rabbit farming, because for him he believes it is hard to look after that. Yes.
Mistake number one is record keeping. If you don't write your records of the rabbits, you're out of business, because you really need to track the parent stock. You need to track the mother and do the mating in the right session. If you don't do that, you'll get dwarfs, the smaller rabbits, if you do inbreeding. Mistake number two, majority of the people go in the market and really start collecting garbage to their rabbits. So you must feed it proper food. If they are greens, kindly, they should be clean. Then number three, people don't give rabbits water. But for each and every living thing, you must really give it water for it to survive. Another mistake that people do, they enter into this business without making proper consultation, training on prevention, treatment, and disease diagnosis. You find that you're entering a business because you really saw it somewhere, but without that knowledge. At Kitara here, we do trainings. You come, pay 100 Ugandan shillings for a week, learn on how you can mentor, take care of a rabbit to the point of marketing. Another mistake that people do, majority of farmers are selfish. They will really go, do their rabbit farming, and they will never tell a neighbor. When that time comes for the market, that's where they kicked off. You will find someone saying, I don't have markets, but the reason is market is available, but you don't have numbers. And you didn't tell another colleague to come and join you, in that you can have hundreds or thousands of rabbits that are required for the markets. So farmers, we should really have one voice. We should have a unity. We should have a platform that really unites us, in that if Chitara has 900, I get someone who can afford 1,000 rabbits, I'll be very happy, because we all tap into the other markets. Okay. Another bigger mistake that we do as rabbit keepers, we really think rabbits are animals that never get sick. So if you tell someone that I do medication on rabbits, they will never understand you. So medicine should be part of our project, in that we all survive and reach the other bigger markets. Also encouraging their farmers to really think about value addition. Value addition is the way to go. For example, if we all have thousands of rabbits, we can even tin and do packed meat. But Kitara alone will never do it alone. If, my dear viewer, you don't come and join us, thank you. Okay. Well, I thank you is another slogan that I'm actually picking from you. Now, one question, one answer, one sentence. Would you regard this as somehow a poverty eradication kind of intervention? I will regard this as a poverty vaccine, because this is a project that you will do in a smaller space, you will do on a rental, and it will really give you within the shortest period of time. When you really look at how people are eating white meat vis-a-vis red meat, for example, people now, the sick people, are really encouraged not to eat the red meat. White meat is the answer. And these are the animals that you'll take care of and really love them. So thank you for this, Eats. Thank you very much for coming to Chitara.
Wait to thank us. Wait to thank us, because you told me I can do it at my rental. I want you to give me the cost of if I wanted to do setup something like this, but for 10 kgs.
For 10 kgs,
yes,
you only need 1 million. And 1 million, there you will do the cages. You'll also get the startup rabbits of 2 rabbits, a male and a female. And these cages, we're talking about the movable cages. To a point that if I'm shifting, I'll move with my rabbits. I'll move with my business. So this is a movable business that you can even move with it to anywhere. If you're a girl like me and get married, you can really move with your cages to your husband's home and see how best you can work together.
Yeah. So when you divorce, you... Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Now, promise these guys that very soon Mbarara is going to have rabbit roast and rhyme.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
We are soon in our agri-tourism that we are going to do here. We'll be doing rabbit meat. We'll be having campfire. And very soon, in organization, in partnership with AIT, we'll really call you for rabbit meat tasting. Because another challenge, people don't know how it tastes, but it is so delicious. So very soon you'll come and join us at Chitara. We have the best compound, we have the best environment that we can taste. We really spread the gospel of rabbits, yet we know how it tastes.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Madam Chinchilla, and it's been great talking to you. How I wish I would actually go with it, but my colleague told me, how would you even dare to slaughter this humble animal?
Wow.
But trust me, that guy advocates, well, I'm talking about Henry, he advocates for life of animals. Wow. And trust me, very soon he's going to win himself that award. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. This has been a very, very important day, because this link is going to remain here forever. Now, in case you want to start rabbit farming, then you always need to refer yourself to this. We have a group of rabbit farmers. In case you want to join them, you need to comment with your number. We should be able to add you to that very group. What question would you actually want her to explain? You could actually also drop it in the comment, and we should be able to respond with the answer. Thank you very much. Till next time, we are now going to be enjoying Women's Week. There's a lot that is coming at AIT. We are going to give platform to young females in business, those that actually are doing something for themselves, just like we just did with Nasrila today. And don't forget that on 8th, we should be able to at least do something big for ladies when it comes to those that are actually in business. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and please, let's share this.
Get a trusted laptop or desktop from nowhere else but Think Innovations Inc. Yes, for 24/7 support, repairs, computer accessories and spares. Think Innovations Inc. is your partner. Find us in Mbarara City, room AF51, or call us now on 0753 975042 or 0789 708 838.
You're watching AIT TV, empowering you. watching a Hit TV, empowering you.